G'day guys, Al Lewison.
Cam McClellan.
Welcome to today's wealth workout of the day.
Guys, I want to talk about trust, so we're talking about holding structures and sort of things. I do a couple of these sessions with my team members, just trying to explain trust, and it's one of those subjects you've got to go over and over and over again with your accountants, especially because laws around trusts change a bit. So firstly, we're not accountants or lawyers, so go and get your own advice. We'll give you a general overview of trusts and why we've got trusts and some of the flow of money and some of the people that are involved in trusts. Probably a bit of history. I did a fair amount of investigations to find out where trusts came from, and I could sort of see that somewhere back there was a guy called Plato, a Greek philosopher, who started a university, and he was about the first person I could find that had utilised a trust structure to own the university, so it was owned by the trust and would continue on after his death. Properties kicked in around the 15th century, started around the 11th century.
At the Knights, wasn't it?
Yeah, about the 15th century, around England and that area. And probably the rationale behind that was knights would go off to war. Now we're talking old days when they're swinging swords, ye old knights, that sort of thing, talking ye old English. And they'd go off to war. And, I just want to say ye old.
Ye old.
They'd go off to war, get killed, king would come back and go, righto, knight's dead, I'll just take that land because it's owned by the knight off the family. Obviously that wasn't ideal, or if someone was deemed to have committed a crime, they could be get their head cut off and their land taken. So this happened pretty regularly. The church created trusts to hold the church land under trust, and then some of the smart farmers and knights got the same concept and started acquiring their land holdings under trust structures. So if they were deemed to have committed a crime or went off to war and got decapitated, it wasn't them that owned the land, so really the control changed over to their family. The family maintained control.
So let's show that point there on how that worked. That's a good one.
All right. Pretty basic. I'll just do some diagrams on who there are around, and then we can throw those sort of scenarios at it. So if I go, all right, we've got, that's a person. A trustee. Set law. So first of all, you need to create a trustee. This person here is called appointor, not to start and create the trustee, a small amount of money needs to come across to create that entity. This person here needs to be, I usually use my accountant, this person here needs to provide a small amount of money. That person can never benefit from the trust, so make sure that they're not someone you care about and that's going to benefit from the trust. The trustee is held by someone who's called the appointor. The appointor is the big dog, so they're big cheese, head honcho, they're the main man.
They choose the roles in the trust.
That's it, the iron lady.
They select who'll be who.
They can sack or appoint trustees, so we'll go down a step. So, the ownership of the trust can be held by an individual trustee or a company. So Al and I, most people have a corporate trustee, so a company is created, and we're the directors or the trustees of that company which controls the trust. A couple of reasons for that.
So they control the trust, or they're the face of the trust?
They control, as the trustee and the director of the company, they control that company which owns the trust up here. Why do we have that separation, that two layers of separation? Australia is not quite as bad as America, but if someone, because remember, the reason you have trusts is control and asset protection. So here, I can control something, but if someone comes to sue me or whatever, and this is why a lot of people have it this way, they go to sue you, the appointor just takes that person out and assigns a new trustee over here who's not getting sued. The assets sitting in there are maintained and protected.
So we used Cam's just example before, and we'll keep going, but he talked about the knights who went off and were beheaded because they stole a loaf of bread. Now, they come back and take their land off them, but in this situation, they come back to take the land and say, they didn't own anything. The appointor would put a new trustee in control of that land or that trust.
So it could be husband, wife, whatever it may be.
They turn up to take it and go, oh, we're sorry, we thought they owned this, they don't.
Yeah.
Off we go. You maintain the control of that land in that family.
That's it. We've got some asset. Obviously the assets held in trust, so this is the term, it's held in trust for someone else, so they're betrusting you. And then this is for the beneficiaries, and they're the people really the trust was put together and built up to benefit. Now remember, set laws can't be beneficiaries. Let's talk through a couple of examples on this flow and how it relates to property. And really, so what were some of the things we got? We got distribution of income. So say for example, if I was to hold property in my own personal name and earning a reasonable income, get some more money from property, rent coming in, I would then pay the highest tax amount. If it's held in trust, I can distribute income and try and maintain my taxable income across the beneficiaries as a group at 30 cents on the dollar. If it gets over 30 cents on the dollar, can be moved to a bucket company, which pays 30 cents on the dollar. You're just deferring deferring future tax payments, because if that's money is used and ends up flowing down to you personally at a later date, then you'll pay that year's deemed tax rate. So minimising tax by distribution of income is a really good one. Protection of asset, so once again, but for me, probably the biggest advantage of trusts I see is I can hand trusts over, and my kids better thank me for it one day, I can hand over control of trusts to my kids while I've still got my marbles. I don't have to be dead to hand it across. So I'm a big believer in transition of knowledge while you're transitioning wealth. It's yours, mate. So transitioning knowledge and transitioning wealth, I believe, should be done over the next, probably for myself, about when my kids are in their 20s, that knowledge base first, and then when they sort of hit their 30s, transitioning the wealth across, so I can see them enjoy it and see them build upon it. That's really just a matter of sacking myself as trustee and appointing my kids as trustee. There's no tax paid, there's no capital gains tax. It's really just the control of the trust has changed. So once again, I'm a man of straw, control everything, but own nothing personally. So similar to yourself.
Good way to do it.
Good way to do it. Any other things?
We're not accountants or lawyers. Get your own advice.
There you go.
That's trust in a nutshell.
Cheers, guys.